Hey guys, what's going on? I thought I'd bring you a killer Arquitens build, and this is basically the Conga line build of choice. There's actually two variations of this build. I'm going to show you the with squadrons and without squadrons builds, and and it's up to you which one you want to do, and it's going to depend greatly upon your own meta. So we're going to do the with squadrons build first, and this is, or I'm sorry, the without squadrons build first, and this one is pretty straightforward. It's 6 activations, and it's basically the way you get away with not having squadrons is your, oops, wrong guy, is your raiders are going to basically be your squadron defense. So it's 4 Arquitens class light cruisers, 2 Raider 1 corvettes. These guys are going to run the same thing. They're each going to run flechette torpedoes. So to get 2 flechette torpedoes right now, that means you have to have 2 peltas. So this is a little bit of an expensive build to make, but it's nasty. You've got a ton of black dice, and you are going to give these guys ordnance experts. So they're each going to have ordnance experts. Our commander is going to fly aboard one of the Arquitens, and that's going to be Vader, and that gives us the ability to make sure that all of these guys are able to have lots of rerolls, and we're going to give out enhanced armament on a ton of them. There it is, enhanced armament, enhanced armament, enhanced armament, and enhanced armament. And so that is pretty simple right there. That's 394, 1, 2, 3, 4 enhanced armament. All 4 of these guys are incredibly strong. They're rolling out. You're going to basically form up in a line and do concentrate fire with all of these guys. These guys will act as your as your as your squadron defense. They can completely shut down squadrons, no problem. Vader's reroll ability only works against ships, so Ordnance Experts works against squadrons as well because it's just while attacking. And then if they don't have that many squadrons, or if you able to get past the squadrons, then you can use the Raiders against ships too. And then you have 2 potential rerolls. You get your first reroll for free, and you can spend Vader also. So these guys can still be very, very deadly against ships. So that's that build right there, and that's pretty simple. And for objectives, we're going to go with some stuff that's going to benefit us with a lot of ships. Opening salvo is a pretty darn good one for this list, and for our blues and reds, I don't think it's. I think Solar Corona would be kind of a nice one. So anything that's going to allow us to set up after with as much information as possible. Also, we don't, we're going to try to stay at long range here, and we don't want somebody having accuracies to knock out our evades. And because for the Arquitens, their evades are some of their best assets, especially at long range. So Solar Corona will help there. And for the yellow, and also if you don't have Solar Corona, you could probably just go with superior positions. And then, I mean, Planetary Ion Cannon's pretty nice. It's one of my go-to yellows right now because it's that one's just an awful lot of fun. But Contested Outpost, no, I don't really like that. I don't want to, I don't want to have to stay too close to one spot. I don't want them to know exactly where I'm going to be. No, I don't like Fighter Ambush for this. There's not a whole lot of really great yellow ones. So actually, one of the things I would do here is, since none of these are particular, I guess Fleet Ambush. This way I can potentially get some shots first turn. But I really want to be first player with a list like this. So what I may actually do is just drop an enhanced armament altogether, and maybe just change this one to slave turrets. And that's 390. That's a 10-point initiative bid. And depending on where you are, you can drop one altogether and go down to 384. If I was going, for regionals, I might go as low as 384 to ensure that I get first player. But yeah. So depending on what the initiatives are in your meta, you can toy around with that. But yeah, that's what I would do here. So now let's change this over to the squadron version. And basically, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to drop the 2 Raiders, and we're going to add a Gazanti and a couple of squadrons. Not too many. And I think I'm dropping some of the enhanced armaments to make this work as well. Let's add some of my squadrons first. Basically, I want some decimators. I want Bosk. Bosk is one of my favorites. And I think it's Merrick Steel and Mornikey and a Lambda. And let's put Merrick Steel in there. And that's 378. That's about just about enough to add our Gazanti. Boom. Oh, that's 401. And now we have plenty of wiggle room because we can. Not all of these have to have enhanced armament. They don't all have to have it. We've already got 2 with Rogue already, and there's plenty of ways to change this around. Whoever you're going up against, they're not going to want to shoot at Bosk. And Mornikey's got 8 hull, so they won't necessarily want to shoot at her. The Lambda's not too much of a threat. Merrick Steele's probably the person they're going to go after the most, and you can kind of exploit that by keeping him farther back and maybe making them chase him. But there's a couple of ways we can change this up. First off, let me just drop enhanced armament off of that one to give us plenty of wiggle room. And let's swap out Merrick for maybe, I think if we want to force the damage onto Bosk, we can look at Zertic Strom. And now he'll be able to force that damage. And that's pretty cool. And then we've got 15 more points. We could even add another squadron if we want. Or a whole different, and this is, the idea here is, like, first turn, if we wanted to, these guys could potentially take a squadron action just to bank the token so they can always do it if they need to. But this guy will pretty much be our squadron person, and we can have him set up with all kinds of other things if we want slicer tools or if we wanted suppressor. We can even go way more expensive and downgrade a bunch of these Arquitens. I've run a version of this with Tarkin, as a matter of fact, and he can hand out the squadrons. I can drop the Gazanti, and I can make these all very expensive. I can put a lot more points worth of squadrons on this list. So I can do something like, for example, we'll put Lambda, put a couple of decimators out there. I mean, decimators are incredibly nasty just in general. And Merrick Steel, and that's 6, and that's some nasty squadrons right there. I mean, just the decimators alone are completely devastating. We can't do another Lambda there, but we could add some more TIE fighters if we wanted to. We could add one more TIE fighter if we wanted to just do that. And these guys wouldn't need enhanced armament in this case. They would probably just use turbolaser reroute circuit. So there's another way to do that. But turbolaser reroute on each one, that's going to keep us a little too expensive. So let's drop some things. Let's drop you, and if I drop Merrick and the Lambda, I can add a 5th decimator. Ooh, I can add 6. I just have to free up 14 points. And that is doable with just dropping 2 of these TRCs. Now I have a tremendous, like, 6 decimators is a nightmare to behold. Honestly, they're going to be able to kill any squadron that comes near them and then move on to the ships. And they have counter. So that's insane. Even it's okay that it's black dice, because even if it's Howl Runner or something like that, or even if it's Tycho would give him a hard time if he played it really smart. But they'll just be able to keep moving, and they'll make him exhaust his scatter, and then they'll shoot him again, and he'll be forced. So that's nasty. And Tarkin can allow them to activate early, although we don't really need Tarkin if we're going with all rogues. I ran something very much like this pretty early on, and it was a monster of a list. But I don't think I don't think I had Tarkin in the list. I think I had Jerjerrod in the actual list. So if I downgrade to Jerjerrod, I have plenty more points to put those TRCs back on. So there's plenty of options here in this list, and yeah, but this is just a couple of different versions of the 4 Arquitens Conga line list, with and without squadrons. My favorite is the without squadrons one because it's a little more gutsy. But still is very capable of dealing with squadrons. So there you go, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day. And I almost forgot one more thing before you go. If you haven't already, please subscribe because I am giving away a Funko Pop Star Wars Celebration exclusive Rey with Speeder. If you haven't already seen it on some of my other videos, I am giving this away once I hit 8,000 subscribers. And to enter that, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on one of my videos. So that's it. But you have to be a subscriber. You don't have to follow me on Twitter or on Facebook or even register on Crabbok.com, but you do have to be a subscriber and leave a comment. So there is that. Make sure you are subscribed and click the little bell to get alerts so that you will be able to see when I publish the winner, and you don't want to miss that. All right, guys, that's it. So thank you guys one more time so much for watching. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Enter this contest. Hopefully you win, and have a wonderful day.